answers to my first round of questions, the answer in each occasion around securing worker payments and entitlements, contractor payments, and getting the site back up and running, the answer in all occasions was that's the responsibility of the company. So, Minister, I'm wondering when was the last time that you picked up the phone or met in person with Sanjeev Gupta himself to impress upon him how important it is that he do the right thing for this site to make sure the payments to workers, payments to contract and the site gets up and running as soon as possible, because that's obviously where the advocacy needs to happen. When was the last time you were engaged with Mr Gupta?
Thanks, Ms Finlay. I think our schedules are available for public release, so I'll double check on the particular date where we met with Mr Gupta. That was in Launceston. I met with local management as recently as Saturday, and we've been continuously actively engaged with the company, and certainly it's been a big focus of ours. We want to make sure that they're meeting their obligations to the Tasmanian community. This is a private business. It's important that private businesses pay their bills, particularly to their workers and their suppliers, and we'll continue that advocacy, of course, as well. We continue to advocate to the federal government, and I've spoken through a text exchange with Minister Ayres as recently as the last couple of days. We're continually involved with the federal agencies more broadly, and I'll pass over to Mr Limpkin on the timing, but the last time Mr Gupta and I formally met in person was 3rd of September in Launceston, and as I mentioned, met with senior leadership from Liberty Bell Bay as recently as Saturday. But Mr Limpkin, I don't know if this...
Before you hand over, when Mr Gupta was in Launceston, I also met with him and impressed on him the importance for him to do the right thing. My question, the first part was, when have you more recently picked up the phone? I think what's important here for all workers, they on a daily basis are stressed about the security of their future employment, and many are looking for alternative employments. Contractors are beyond overwhelmed with their personal responsibilities to their employees and their other subcontractors in terms of non-payment. So since you met with Gupta in person, have you taken the opportunity to continue to impress on him the importance of him doing the right thing through any other means of communication?
Yeah, thanks, Ms Finlay. We've been engaging with local management as a primary source, as well as the federal government, particularly noting some of these matters, and we're happy to pass over to Mr Limpkin to detail some more of the engagement, and of course the Bell Bay response team, which has recently been established, working with local government, local industry, and a range of representative groups with an interest in this facility.
Thank you, Minister, and through you, Anna, we'll hand to Mr Hendricks in a second. My team continues to engage, as I said, daily with local management. In relation to the federal government, we believe that we cannot do this alone. It has to be a partnership with them. We have met, I've flown up and discussed with the Commonwealth Government a number of times. I've met with them personally. I have sent a number of letters that we are still waiting responses for. And as I said, I have been in regular contact with the Secretary as well. And so we believe the pathway here for a solution is advocacy for local management, which my team does, and also resolving a partnership with the Australian government so that we can support workers, the community, and taking us forward and remove the uncertainty that you've spoken about. But Mr Hendricks.
And through the Minister, I can just confirm that we've had ongoing dialogue, particularly with local management. Certainly the General Manager speak very regularly in terms of sort of what's happening. Also engaged with, probably less so, but certainly regularly with some of the government representative from GFG, who is also regularly in touch.
I think there's no doubt that
sorry,
the workers...
Ms Finlay, just for completeness as well, we've also sent a range of letters of demand reserving our rights due to, we've sent letters of demand reserving our rights due to a breach of loan conditions, which includes non-payment of suppliers, just in terms of communications.
Thank you. To put on the record, I think there's no doubt that local management are exceptional, and there is deep respect from the workers who are under pressure, and contractors and the community around local management. And it's great that you're in regular contact with them, but they're in a rock and a hard place. space. They're great people caught in the middle. And so I think the advocacy needs to be at levels above that, which is why I asked that specific question about Mr Gupta directly. So given that local management are great, but almost got their arms tied behind their back, that there hasn't been more regular and recent representation to Mr Gupta himself. What do you see as the solution here? I know there's a response team, I know you're working together, but what do you actually see as the solution?
Yeah, thanks, Ms Finlay. And so we're working through that. Ultimately, the most straightforward response is for the business to invest in their business and therefore also invest in the community. They've reaped significant dividends over a number of years, and it's important that they now put back into that business. As a government, we provided a loan so that they could get back on their feet and in production. They chose not to take that course, and we're working closely with the federal government. We need to be cognizant that this is a very large business, and particularly for a Tasmanian context, and so no one level of government will be able to solve this challenge by themselves. That's part of the reason why we've been advocating so strongly with the federal government. It's part of the reason why we're disappointed that another Bell Bay asset, you chose not to join with us on that.
So, point of order, Minister, you didn't present anything for us to join in with you. You don't have a plan about that at the moment. You missed your deadline and weren't able to actually negotiate a power deal for Bell Bay Aluminium. So don't go using that. We're having a very pleasant conversation about the workers at Liberty Bell Bay, but I'd ask you to continue to address your responses there, unless you want to go down the fact that you failed to actually deliver a power contract to Bell Bay Aluminium.
Look, thanks, Ms Finlay. And there was a lot that was wrong in that.
No,
Chief,
what's wrong? What was wrong in what I just said?
I'm just
Minister?
about to tell you, Ms Finlay, but chief among that was that most of the Parliament joined together in support for advocating for local businesses through the motion that was moved by Mr Ferguson the other day.
Did you ever provide anything
and you
that
made
we
a
could
decision.
advocate with you on? We would be bipartisan at all times about businesses in Tasmania, but you not once put anything before us that we could actually join with you on to take to the federal government.
Thank you, Ms Finlay. Clearly we put a motion forward to the Parliament that was supported in a multi-partisan way. Sorry, Chair, I don't know if the member wants an answer to any of her questions.
Ms Finlay.
Bell Bay questions I'd love an answer to.
Ms Finlay.
Questions about Liberty Bell Bay.
Can we wait for an answer, and then Ms Badger will have the call.
Thank you, Chair. And the reason why it's important that we're all taking a Team Tasmania approach in this is because this is a very... I'm sorry this is triggering to you, Ms Finlay, but it's very important that we take a Team Tasmania approach to it because this is a very large business. Tasmania, we want to see the same kind of support that the federal government has provided in partnership with state governments in other locations, and certainly we're conscious of the need to support the Tasmanian taxpayer, and that when it comes to Australia's sovereign steel manufacturing supply chain, that's a task for us as a country. And the federal government's yet to put a specific offer in writing as far as the approach that they're going to take. We've included the federal government through their local representative as part of the Bell Bay response team, and we're continuing to work closely with them on the long-term solution. Ultimately, it will need to be one where the federal government does take a strong ownership stake in this challenge, and that's why we can't commit to a specific course of action until the federal government agrees. But look, I'll pass to Mr Limpkin to talk through some more of the work that we're doing to address this situation.
Thank you, and through you, Minister. We have worked very hard to put a package that we believe is fair and reasonable to the Commonwealth Government. We are currently awaiting a response for that. I don't want to go into the details here, but what I will say is that our package is very unique compared to other states and territories. So if I look at New South Wales, where Tomago has similar challenges like other smelters around the country, the New South Wales government does not have a contract an energy contract with Tomago. It is now entered through AGL. And part of the focus that the Commonwealth has been doing is having states and territories play a role in supporting these businesses through a grant program. Our position has been very clearly that we have a hydro asset and that we have a unique situation where we can provide power at a different price because we support regional jobs, the economy and the community. A lot of these businesses provide a lot of social support as well. It's not just economic and regional jobs. It is about they play a really important role in their community. And so we've been heavily advocating for the federal government to acknowledge that, to recognise that and treat us with, counting that as a contribution that we provide. We still have not received an answer to this.
Ms. Badger.